This week in reading, we're starting our third unit. Our third unit is one of a kind. So we're going to see our big idea is why are individual qualities important? You can see here our picture illustrates some of those things. Right? This girl likes to do art. It's page 176 in your book. This girl likes to play the trumpet. This boy likes to skateboard. She likes to dance. Let's read the poem, If Everything. If everything was just the same, how very dull the world would be. No different colors, unique sounds, no mountain, desert, forest, sea. Imagine everyone alike, how tiresome they would all seem. No different sizes, shapes, or thoughts, and no one left to think and dream. Imagine if we were all just exactly the same. Oh my gosh, that would be so boring. Instead, we all have different things that we like to do. We all are different in many ways. We're all unique, and that makes our world beautiful. On page 178, you can see our new essential question for this week. What makes different animals unique? Here you can see some dolphins, and these are some special qualities of dolphins. Bottlenose dolphins are unique animals. Sorry, mammals. They have the right shape for gliding through the water, and they talk to each other by whistling. All animals have qualities that are unique. Animals use their special features to get what they need, protect themselves, and communicate. So if we look at our worksheet for today, our Monday reading sheet, put your name at the top. What unique qualities can you think of that animals have? So right here in the middle, write unique qualities. Right, we learned about the dolphin. Has a perfect shape to go through the water. What other special qualities can you think of that different animals have? Think about an animal. What about like an elephant? What does an elephant have that's different than just about every other animal? Well, it's trunk, right? Elephant has a trunk. Think of another unique animal. Right there, unique quality right here. Think of two more animals and something that's unique about them. There are no wrong answers here, okay? So just think of two animals. What unique qualities do they have? Pause the video. When you're done, press play again. Now that we've started to think about some of those qualities, we're going to turn it over and learn our new vocab for this week. Starts on page 180. Our first word is disbelief. Winnie stared in disbelief at the huge shark. What's another word for disbelief? Look, if you don't believe something, if you're in disbelief, you don't believe it. Right? So what could be a sentence for that? The girl stared in disbelief at what's an animal that can do something really, really cool? I'm going to say, if you remember when we watched those polar bears, the girl stared in disbelief at the polar bear rolling on the ground. Next word is dismay. Marco looked at the rain with sadness and dismay. So maybe for dismay, you want to just draw a picture of a sad face. Next, fabulous. The fireworks were amazing and fabulous. What do you think is fabulous? Draw something that you think is fabulous for your picture. For fabulous right here. Features. Lions have special features that help them survive. What feature would be something that would help that lion survive? Maybe it's claws, maybe it's jaw, maybe it's strong legs. You could draw any feature that helps an animal survive for that box. Offered. Brian offered to help Donna get up. So what does it mean if you offered? Well, you're volunteering to do something. You're going to help someone out. Next word, splendid. Katie's day at the zoo ended with a wonderful, splendid surprise. Right? She's got that seal that she got to meet. So for splendid, something that you think is really, really fun, you could draw for the word splendid. Unique. The anteater's long nose makes it a unique animal. What word is the opposite of unique? The opposite of unique, what means something opposite of unique? Next, watchful. The ducklings learned to swim.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry, Siri's trying to talk to me on my watch. The ducklings learned to swim under the watchful eyes of their mother. So go ahead and you could either draw a duck watching the ducklings or something else for that word. Turn the page. We've got our story, Inchworm's Tale, to read and 2 questions to answer. Inchworm's Tale. What makes animals different? What makes different animals unique? Read about how one animal uses its special features to solve a problem. At the top of page 183. Long ago, Anat and his sister Annika went swimming. They swam all afternoon and became very tired. They were exhausted and climbed onto a large, flat rock to rest. Soon, they fell asleep. A strange and mysterious thing happened as they slept. The rock beneath them grew and expanded until it reached the clouds. Wait a minute. Can this be a true story? Do rocks ever grow? No, so this is a folk tale. This is a story that's made up. Anat awoke and looked around. "Sister, wake up!" he cried in disbelief. "Am I dreaming, or are we among the clouds?" Annika rubbed her eyes. "You're not dreaming, brother. This rock has grown while we slept." The children looked around and saw fabulous blue sky and wonderful white clouds. The children were so high, Annika felt dizzy. Anat searched for a way to climb down, but he could not find a path. Anat and Annika started to cry. They felt fear and dismay. Below, the villagers became worried. Where were the children? They searched the forests, meadows, rivers, and lakes. Then Isha, the village chief, looked around and noticed Hawk sitting on a tree branch. "Hawk, will you help us find Anat and Annika?" he asked. "You have sharp, watchful eyes and strong wings. They are your best features. Please use them to help us find the children." Hawk agreed to help and flew up into the sky. He tilted his head and squinted his eyes at the bright sunlight. When he was near the clouds, he spied children on the rock. "Don't be afraid," said Hawk. "We will rescue you." Hawk was unable to carry the children down the rock, so he gathered lots of food for them to eat. Then he brought large leaves to keep them warm. Hawk wanted to make sure they were safe and unharmed. Top of page 185. Hawk flew down to the village and spoke to Isha. Isha called all the animals together and told them they needed help to get the children down. He asked each animal to use its most special feature to climb the tall rock. Several tried and failed. Mouse's teeth were strong and unique, but they couldn't help her climb the rock. Bear's huge claws were good for climbing trees, but they could not help him scale rocks. Mountain lion's claws were sharp and powerful, but the rock was too slippery and he slid back down. Finally, a tiny voice, filled with enthusiasm, spoke up and offered to help. May I try, please? It's me, Two-Top, the inchworm. Top page 186. Inchworm showed them all how skillful she was at climbing. Hawk volunteered to carry Inchworm to the top of the rock. Then she could lead Anat and Annika down the giant mountain. Isha agreed to the plan. So Hawk carefully picked up the inchworm in his beak. Together, they flew to the top of the rock where the children were waiting. Along the way, Inchworm planned for the trip down. It took almost a week for the three to climb down to the village. Inch by inch, Inchworm led the children carefully down the rocky slope. Every day, Hawk brought food to the children. Every day, he reappeared in the village with news for the villagers. Finally, Inchworm, Anat, and Annika reached the bottom of the rock. Everyone cheered and called Inchworm a hero. It was a glorious, splendid day. From this day on, said Isha, I rename the big rock Two-Top Awula after the brave Inchworm. Number 1. What unique features does Inchworm have? And how does it help? How is the inchworm able to help when all the other animals couldn't? And when you're done with that, number 2, what do your special features help you do? You could think about your hands, right? Our human hands are much different than any other animal hand. Or anything else that's special feature. It could be something like your ability to play a sport, or play an instrument, or do something else. When you're done, make sure it makes it back in your Monday folder. Line 6 and 7 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So why not a vertical whirling winding bug that hops like a cricket crossing a rug? Okay, so he's comparing the helicopter to a cricket. All right, so for number 3, compares the helicopter to a cricket. Then in number 4, reread ornithopter. That was the second one. Use details to explain what the narrator thinks about the ornithopter. Do you agree with the narrator's point of view? Okay, so I want you to go back, reread the second poem, and explain what the author thinks about the ornithopter there.